I apologize, we are back. A lot of CC. Stop that Death Blossom. Now we're here. 3 minutes, 51 seconds on attack for Cronus. Cronus marching through points A and B. Pull on Kenneth. Very difficult to defend when the one and only tank that can buy space gets taken out. Very dire stagger kills. Imperfect struggling to stay alive, using cooldowns. Huge. Deadeye gets negated by the wall and a headshot. Cronus goes for the reset. That's what I was looking for before. Nice team kill. Sometimes the most assured wins are the ones you lose. Imperfect having finally a successful defense here. Pyro going ham on the flank. Takes out J-Flub. Runs back around. A lot of cardio. Comes back around to the main. Very clever. Kenneth gets taken down as well. No immortality field left for 12 seconds. Dragon Arrow tries to zone out the point. The healing and the awareness is there for Cronus. Very desperate. Blizzard coming out. Blizzard is out. Lamp is out. It kills George Baker, the tire. But eliminations are going in the way of Cronus. 2 minutes left on the clock. Junkrat with 1 HP. Contests for as long as he can. But that is a full cap for Cronus. 1 minute 58 on the clock. Very competitive time. Imperfect. Their backs against the walls. Have to figure out this defense, or have to figure out their attack, have to figure out Cronus's defense. Time is not in their favor. Cronus capping with 1 minute 58 seconds means that Imperfect cannot cap in overtime. They must cap with time left on the clock to even be able to be guaranteed another chance. 2 more chances. They need both chances. We shall see if they're able to do it. This is where champions are made. When your back's against the wall, when the odds aren't in your favor. You know, what are the leadership things that have to happen? You know, keeping the morale high. Big braining plays. This is where all your training comes into play. Here on defense, you know, to prevent the damage from a potential Pharah, they went Risa, Diva, and Ashe. They also have Symmetra, which whose walls will be able to create a lot of damage, or a lot of zoning. On attack, we have Hanzo, Pharah, and Ryan Zarya. Pyro takes out Eevee. Oh, it's very, very unfortunate. Starting out the team fight without your main healer. This is one of Imperfect's, I believe, imperfections. Doing poke damage, not giving up space, which prevents them to be punished. Santorizis takes out Pyro. Kenneth tries to get aggressive, but gets punished for it. Turrets all around him. What's it? Charoaha gets aggressive. Puts a lot of pressure on that Ashe, but is being zoned out by the Diva some ways. The rest of the team, though, for Imperfect, is there to follow up. Imperfect gaining point percentage. Potentially at a faster time too than Cronus was able to cap it with. Slightly more, 5 minutes to attack. Imperfect needs every single second of this attack. A lot of credit for that attack goes to Charo Aha on this Pharah. Him going aggro requires a lot of peel from Cronus, which takes that peel away. Barrage is committed. Grav and Dragon are committed. But unfortunately, it looks like eliminations are going in the way of the defenders. Beat gets committed. Hammer gets committed. Bob gets committed. All the ults committed. The only ults remaining on the board are Bongos and Nano. Also Valk. But it seems as though Imperfect, feeling desperate, committed everything and the kitchen sink. And they're still getting a point movement, payload movement. Looks like they're in one fight territory. Diva Bomb comes in, potentially gonna capture anyone in behind. It does not. However, Pharmacy goes down, Kenneth goes down. It's a team reset for Imperfect. 3 minutes, 23 seconds on the clock. But they're in good territory. They're in one fight territory. They just need to push that payload ever so far. Ever so slightly across the line. A late spawn from Santerizzi's. Charo Aha. Very aggro on this Pharah. Gets a lot of resources, a lot of attention. Provides the recon the rest of the team needs. Kenneth going onto the payload. Sees that they're holding on the high ground. If you're holding on the high ground, you're not holding the payload, he says. But a lot is CCing him. This Symmetra is the bane of ranked competitive. Ideally, I think if you want to run a Pharmacy, you have to run another main healer. Beat gets dropped, which was crucial in keeping the tanks alive, but for how long? Only Orisa left on the payload. Nano keeps Orisa alive. And respawns are coming back. Desperation Grav. Results in eliminations though. Oh, and it's just a lone Diva on the payload. A lot of ults committed. They see it's very desperate times. Cronus. So you don't want to give Imperfect any chance of capping this point. Despite the Grav, despite the huge barrage. Imperfect. 1 minute, 26 seconds left on the clock. This is very desperate. Even if they do cap this point, they would have to full roll point C. This attack is essentially do or die for them. Oh no. Santerizzi's gets taken out. So the fight progresses onto the payload. Charo, huh? Oh, a C9! Sometimes you don't have to do anything on attack. Sometimes the enemy just gifts it to you. A huge C9. Almost 4 or 5 members still there for Cronus. 2 minutes left on the clock for Imperfect's attack. Charo Aha getting aggro, getting into that back line. Bob is committed, but not in time to save Staymeyer on Mercy. Bob committed, but Nano Boost on the Risa keeps her up just a little bit longer, but elimination's going in the favor of Imperfect. Imperfect almost able to cap. One more team fight. This will determine if Imperfect gets to go to the championships, gets to go to one more round. Charaha getting aggro the defense. Kenneth on the point. Oh, that pull! That pull pulled them from behind the shield. Eliminations are coming in the way of Cronus. Barring another C9. Oh, what a disaster. The shield was there, everyone was grabbed, but... Oh no, Santorices. This is very desperate. Unless they create another C9 situation, this is it, folks. They cannot cap with overtime. Wow, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Getting aggro on the point, trying to get behind the tank lines. And now we are here at overtime. It doesn't matter. Eliminations are coming in the way of Cronus. Very desperate last stand fight. Your semifinalists heading to the championship. Cronus. Win 3-0 against Imperfect. Cronus with their dominant victory over Imperfect. I will just invite